Okay, I'm hoping that this means we are live. Um, that would be immensely helpful because then I will have actually completed the goal in that regard, which would be lovely. I've actually got a chat up, which is impressive. We're making progress here. I even added a video. Not entirely sure why I did that. Probably because I thought it looked cool. It's a great thing about being an artist. You can be kind of geeky and a little bit odd. And love it. And love it. I know I certainly do. Um, Currently no viewers. That's okay. The stream should be recording if the stream is recording. So if it doesn't go live, I will just do what I've been doing and upload it. Um, right, so let's get into it. Couple of quick lessons that I think are crucial, things that I really should know by now. I have lost hundreds, many hundreds of thousands of multiples of thousands of books of words, excuse me, full books, several full books, from either a lack of saving or lack of backups or not having everything or having everything in one place and not spreading it out like I need to. These are not small mistakes. I've even lost client work that way, which is really never my goal because if I take on a client, and I'm picky, if I take on working with somebody in any form, it's usually because I find a connection with them. And so disappointing them is disappointing myself, things not working out. So losing all of the stuff that I had of theirs could be quite heartbreaking. I actually went through that earlier this year, the book that I recently released. I'd actually completed 2 books, and then I had about 2 or 3 dozen covers and all the graphics for that. Excuse me. On a hard drive that I did not back up. When I lose 8, 9 months worth of work in a single incident, that's critical and problematic, and it should never have happened. Never have happened. So there's that. So the lesson here is save and back up everything. I don't care what you think you're doing, or if you think you're going to be able to come back to it, or you think you're going to be able to do it again later. Don't. Stop what you're doing. When you finish a project, save it and back it up. Learn the hard way too often. Now, saying that, I got up yesterday morning, sat down, forgot to hit record, typed, forgot to hit the really pretty save button. So, while I should have learned this lesson a long time ago, I'm telling you right now, it's a hard lesson to realize you still need to remember to learn. So I'm telling you because I know it. I'm also telling you because I'm still trying to remember not to make a mistake. And I'm sure if you're a writer or an artist of any kind, you've heard back it up, back it up, back it up, save it, back it up. And you're going to hear it 100 more times. And you're going to hear it 1,000 more times. And you need to hear it. Because you don't want to forget. Okay. Going to check my... Oh, hi, Mike. Good morning. Yeah, PC in a second. 2 hard drives is brilliant. I keep it on the cloud as well. I'm being asked to sign into the chat so I can type in there, and that is not working out too well for me. I'm so glad the live part is working. I got a good setup. I'm so happy. Okay. So, going to go back and redo what I did yesterday. So, what I'd originally wrote for the book I'm working on. And as we go along, if you've got any questions or anyone stops by, I'll try to stay in the chat. Have fun, Mike. Enjoy your day. Okay. So, 2 days ago, where I ended is a little bit different than where I ended yesterday. So I'm going to attempt to recreate the best parts of what I did yesterday. And then we will hopefully I'll be able to do a little bit more than what I usually do. To be perfectly honest, when I'm typing, forgive me, I'm still trying to find the right setup on the computer. To be perfectly honest, while I'm typing and trying to talk at the same time, I'm typing the story in my head, but also trying to talk to the viewers, and so I tend to. It gets rambly. It gets a little bit off base, and trying to do both at the same time, I have found I can speak, but if I type while speaking, I'm very likely to type what I'm speaking instead of typing what I'm thinking. So I'm going to do my best to balance this. Let's hope it works. I apologize for looking down. I'm actually trying to see if I can get the chat up on my phone so that I can respond, because I'm not seeing all of my... I'm not able to type anything. I'll figure that out probably by tomorrow. But believe it or not, this actually saves me time in the long run, because I can get up in the morning, go live, and just start typing. So while I've got no viewers, which is fine, this is 5:30 in the morning in my time, 6 o'clock in the morning now on a Sunday. Don't expect to have a whole lot of people. But it's nice that I had some company, that Mike was kind enough to stop in. Okay. Hey, how are you? Live is working. It's nice. How are you doing? I've had so many issues just trying to go live. Apparently I was using the wrong program. I set this encoder up. Well, set this program up. Everything's working great, so I'm so glad you made it too. What are you doing? Or how are you doing? It's very early in the morning here. Alright, so going forward on this story. I still can't seem to figure out my chat thing, so bear with me if I can't type to everybody. I am learning this, and I appreciate your patience on my journey. Okay, so in the setting that we're currently in, we're still in the 1930s. 1930, actually. Yes, there are two of you in the chat. Or in the watching the live stream. I think there might be two in the chat. I'm glad you're doing good. What time is it where you're at right now? Here it is 6:13 in the morning. Nice and early. Hey, Cash. Okay. So what time zones is everybody in? Here it's Central Time in the United States, so crazy early. 2 p.m. So this isn't a bad time for you. Well, not if you're not in class and everything else. The video thing I'm trying to get used to. I'm like reading the chat and trying to read my writing and trying to get into the chat on the phone, and it's, so I apologize if I'm being entertaining or absolutely distracting. Oh, that's so good that you can actually focus on some of your stuff. Or do you have a you're always so busy every time I talk to you. And to be perfectly honest, I don't know how to properly refer to you on the live because I don't. I know you've got pen name on here, so if I seem distant, please forgive me. It's so nice to do a live and have company. Okay. I wasn't sure if you wanted me to say Dominica or not. And if I pronounced it wrong, I apologize. Since you're going by initials, essentially, I didn't want to be rude or some. Cool. Um, yes, I do that. When I'm writing and I visualize something, I try to come up with the right words, and yes, I gesture a lot. That probably seems silly, but it's a very common thing for me. It helps with the words and helps with the visualization, and it helps, yeah. So that's why I do it. So I guess at some point I'm entertaining. um, for those who are for both of you, since I don't know if you guys caught what I was saying in the beginning. Well, Mike had popped in for a few minutes. One of the biggest lessons you can learn from writing is to save everything. You never come off as snobbish, Dominica, at all. Busy, yes, and believe me, I totally get busy. Besides trying to build the stuff for the channel and hopefully help others, I'm a mom, and I've got my other books that I'm producing and trying to promote, which is why I'm only putting out 1,000 words on this book a day. If I were able to sit down and get focused on just this book instead of multiple things, I'd be done in a couple of weeks instead of what will probably be a month or two. So you are just fine. And you're a lot of fun to talk to, too. I'm so glad you stopped by. Okay. Of course, I always feel like I'm rambling on these, so if I apologize if I get boring. But I lost not only the recording that I didn't actually record yesterday, but I also lost the writing because I failed to hit save, apparently. I didn't realize I failed to hit save, so when I restarted the computer, it wasn't there when it came back up. That's entirely my fault. I, of all people, should know, back up your backups. Yay on the notifications! They're working! Okay, I'm a goof. Yep. I am so relieved the live is working, because doing this typing a book live thing is going to be so much easier than having to do the recording and the processing and the editing. And well, I'm still going to have to edit and add and stuff. But finally being able to be live is so huge right now. Apparently I was just using the wrong program. It is so huge that this is working. I can learn all the fancy stuff later, but this is going to save so much time. Of course, I can't promise that I will be as awake as I want to be at 5:30 every morning. Oddly, though, I can apparently write in that state of mind. I am rambling. Forgive me, I am not alone. The cats are awake, too. I haven't shared it live. So if you want to share it, or share that I'm live, go for it. I was going to, but I wasn't even sure if it was going to work. So I didn't want to put it out there. Right. Yes, Kashani. As you can see, I told you it was in the plan. And I still have half a pot over there. But no, this is not just in testing mode. I'm going to see if I can get my 1,000 words in for this story. The biggest goal with this story is just to show people it can be done. There's a lot of people who will sit here and say they want to write a book, or they like the idea of writing a book, and they romanticize it and they build it up in their head, and they never, oh, thank you. But there's so many people that build it up in their head and they never get started. And they're like, everybody's got a story in them. Maybe their story isn't for publication. Maybe they're not built to do all the work that's required once you've completed the story to get it out there to the world. But that doesn't mean it's not there. It doesn't mean it shouldn't be written. If it's in you, write it. That's me. That's my opinion. That's my view. That's why I'm doing this. I want people to see it's possible. I'm just going to do this 1,000 words a day. And to be perfectly honest, I expect this to be a relatively long book. That doesn't mean that there won't be times that once I get started and really get rolling, that this won't become even longer. Like might do 3,000 words instead of 1,000 words for the day. But it's really something to put out there for anybody who keeps saying that they want to write a book, so they know it can be done. And, just 1,000 words a day is not that much of a commitment. I realize for some people it's more, but the more you do it, the less of a commitment it is. And I may step off for a second to grab more coffee. While I am not the only one awake in my house, I am the only one able to get coffee. Opposable thumbs seem to be a thing. Okay. No one knew what to expect from it. You know what? I didn't even hit our start count because I remembered my start count from yesterday, or what my start count should have been from yesterday before I didn't save and lost everything. So I don't know where my end count is going to end up being. Look, I saved. I know that's silly. But I need to remind myself to constantly be saving my stuff. Okay, I actually have the chat up, so I'm able to type into the chat now. Oh, awesome, and it does come up on this. Okay, so now I have a system. Thank you. Thank you for being patient with me. On the live, dear sister, how do you want me to refer to you? Feel free to text me. Don't you know how comfortable you are with your name being out or not being out since you're just listed as C Burger? Thank you so much. Well, looks like we've got 3 viewers, so there's that. Thank you, Dominica. By evening, usual routine. Face washing. And visit. I think it'd be fun if it catches on. I'd love to see others doing the writing too. How's your NaNoWriMo project coming? As you're able to, I know schedules are busy. Did I just spell desert? I do that far too often. I'll go back over it with a more clear mind in a little bit. I know everyone tells you don't edit while you're writing. Really, you shouldn't. It's not ideal. But like I said in the first video, for me, if I leave most things, especially the squigglies, I won't go forward. So I just take care of the bare minimum and keep going. We're going to go to probably about 3,000 words for today, since I didn't remember my number count. Maybe 3,100. To have oh, the train, you're hearing the train. We have, it's not in my backyard exactly, but it's not far from me either. So as it comes through, the train is really loud, really loud. It goes between towns, so it's telling one town that they're leaving and another town they're coming, and you hear it the whole way. Uh, yeah. So there's never a question about what comes next when they are. Sun is starting to come up. It's actually really pretty. I wish there was a way I could share it. But if I tried, you'd have to look through some windows. I can't really share properly. But I love the sunrise. And that's part of why I work where I work, because the other place that I could do the recording and where I will record audiobooks and such, is actually faces away from the sunrise. So it's really good for sunsets, not so much for sunrises. Actually, she's 10. She might like routine. She's not going to understand why. Okay. And yes, I do that. You know, it's such a wonderful time. For me, I started while my kids were really tiny. And it was nearly impossible to write when they were up. Because I'm very, very much focused on them when they're awake and around. Now, they're a lot older. It is better out in the country. I'll have to give you that, Kashana, but I like the internet here. I like the resources, and I'm still not even in a city. That's coming too. Right. The fun part about this is that I get to remember my kids at these ages and have to remember who's going to know what. At what point they're going to start recognizing this. So you live in a city in Greece? I honestly miss city life so bad. Miss Kashana is actually my sister, Dominica. And she loves her country. It's amazing how unique people are sometimes, and hopefully I'll be able to convey that in this story. Okay, we're going to shift gears. I was going to wait. Bear with me. Okay, I just gave her year. So, you always want to be consistent. For the moment, I've called her Carolina. I'll be honest, I'm not positive I'm going to stick with that one. No, please go on. Feel free to chat. I'm enjoying it. It's nice to have company. Can I turn her back? Sometimes a multitasker. One moment, I am the only one here who's able to do the coffee thing, so I'm going to go refill my cup real quick. Give me a moment. Now that I know I can be live, I will be better set up to do this properly next time, or I'll just get a bigger cup. Perfect. Coffee is the perfect accompaniment for writing. Kashana is a writer. She just doesn't realize it as much. She's very good at it, though. And yes, I'd legitimately shout that to the world. If you need me to shout that to the world, you are a very good writer, Kashana. Just because it's not the one thing you do all the time doesn't mean you're not good at it. You're very good at it. Just my personal opinion, I know. Ooh, I wonder if somebody in Texas will notice. She gets notifications. I wonder if she'll show up. It would be interesting. You think so? With the kids? You think they'd let her? Uh, Your kids are big enough to do that with. Of course, then you have this strange sister that goes live on live streams and says, "Hey, come talk to me," and then you do, because you're awesome. Hi. Is he laughing at my goofiness on here? It's going to be done before this. I don't know if you're aware of this, but stories tend to take on a life of their own when you're writing them. Um, and as I'm writing this, uh, punctuation would be nice. I hear good things about punctuation. I would be happy to demonstrate why punctuation is important. Do you think that would be helpful? Um, she would have preferred to set up the new computer. She a little exercise. A little exercise. I might need him to explain how sentences get exercise. As I was starting to say, as I'm typing the story out, there are some lessons that I'm learning about my characters, some new things. And, Mary lives in a perfectly nice, what do they call it, nuclear family. Mom and dad and her, and she's got close friends of the family, and they are, about to go through this very difficult period, but they're going to do it as a unit. It's a lovely thing. Excuse me. Carolina isn't like that. She is the daughter of a widower, so she's got a single dad, and she's an immigrant. Well, she's treated like an immigrant. She's technically a United States citizen. She's Puerto Rican. So these two girls are going to have very different experiences in a lot of ways, and yet they're going to experience very similar things. I already know what their milestones are, so I already know what they're going to experience. I also know what they're going to see through each other's eyes, which is going to be, it's going to be a lot of fun writing this. But I promise not to put in run-on sentences at the end of this book. Okay, besides Carmen Sandiego and there was a couple other computer games in the early 90s. I'm trying to remember what they're called. Carmen Sandiego, I think, came out in 89 or 90. I have to remember. Most of them were text-based games. They weren't, they didn't even have a graphical interface yet. So she really is pretty limited in what she can do as compared to what we can do, so hopefully I will remember that while I'm writing. Please forgive me. My hands are not currently on the keyboard because I'm being ordered to pet something furry. By something furry. who will probably end up on my lap in a moment. So if you see a little head peek up, that's why. Sorry. They're very cute, very distracting. The reason why I wanted to point out, the differences, because when I first started this book, in my character descriptions, I thought Carolina had a nuclear family. I just didn't know her mom's name. Apparently I don't know her mom's name because in this story she doesn't exist. And this is just kind of part of the progression. People will tell you, my story will never end because the characters took over. Yeah, they do that. But the story has an ending. You just have to start knowing where your book is going to end. Then your characters will show you how you got there. It's an amazing and wonderful thing. It really is. That is cool that you can discuss some of your stuff with him. Even if he is attached to his run-on sentences. By the way, doing what I just did is a no-no for lives, so I will avoid that in the future. But someone was getting into something and I made him stop. For a moment, apparently. Who knew I would have to plan for the cats in my lives? They are, and they're so sweet. Especially the little stinker that I just picked up. He is the most passive baby. He just gets a little adventurous at times. It is a cat thing. I think it's a puppy thing too. Mitchie. That is so cute. That is so cute. The one that I just picked up is Indy. He was so named because he was literally trying to explore the minute he came out of his mama. Like, mama couldn't even finish cleaning him off and he was gone. So, that's Indy. I have 2 others of mine running around here, cute as they can be. Ask them. One is Sachel. He'll occasionally sit on my shoulder and put my arm to sleep. And then there's Delia, and she's spunky butt. Like, really spunky butt. Sachel was my daughter's first experience watching a baby be born. And then she watched this next litter be born too, and these last 2 we kept, and the mama has a new home. We lost Sachel's mama though, unfortunately. Caro. No, we didn't lose Sachel. We lost Sachel's mama. Oh, sorry. I was just text a question, and yeah, nope. We unfortunately lost Sachel's mama. She had an allergy issue. He doesn't have it, so we're in good shape there. Um. Okay. Now, part of the reason why I picked making Caroline Puerto Rican is because I actually know a bit about the culture. Firsthand, it's a lot easier to write. The last thriller, huh? Why will it be the last, or is it just that intense right now? I think it's awesome you're writing. I find writing with somebody seems to be a wonderful benefit and a positive way to keep you focused. Ah, yeah. Most of my sci-fi gets like that. This one isn't going to. Most of my sci-fi gets like that. Um, you start with the first book, you end up on the roller coaster, and you don't know where it's going to end. It's lovely. Or, okay, there are parts that aren't lovely. I guess I like the adventure part of it. That probably sounds silly. Um, I'm okay with silly. Okay. Awesome. That will be fun. I'm going to be doing, my goal will be, now that I can go live, I'm just going to get up and go live at 5:30 in the morning. And I'm just going to start sitting down and writing, and it'll be daily. I may schedule one day off a week. Typically, I make that Sunday kind of dedicated to family. Sundays and Wednesday evenings, other than Dale's live stream, which I try to catch to mod before we go to worship. Um, Look at me, I'm working my whole schedule in my head. Forgive me. But the plan right now with the videos is to get up at 5:30 in the morning, just go live now that I can go live. Yay, live. And write. And it's a wonderful thing. And the consistency is what makes the difference. It's the consistency that gets your book done. I mean, Glasgow. I think that's awesome that it worked. I know Kashana said she didn't get her notifications, but she was able to still come in, so that's good. Maybe click the the bell icon and then shut it off, turn it on and turn it off. That probably sounds silly. Um, but I've had to do that with a couple of my subscriptions in order to make sure they actually get my notifications. Oh yeah, they did change that, didn't they? I forgot that they had that receive all. I wonder why they keep trying to narrow down who it is that we want to see. It's like they started off with everybody you subscribe to, you got notifications for. And then they went from there to, okay, now you got to click this little bell icon and you'll get you'll get all the notifications for the people you click the bell icon for. And now it's determine how many of these you actually want. And that's kind of, it's not clear why they're taking these steps to narrow down who we're actually dealing with. But you can just unsubscribe if you don't want to continue to get notifications. I mean, there are steps that you can take. Sorry if you're watching this on a replay. I'm enjoying the conversation. I hope you are too. That's true. I love how great minds think alike. Oh, I feel special. I'm the only person you get notifications for if you get notifications. I don't know why I keep wanting to spar Nemo. This is. Oh, okay, now you guys are very sweet. Yes, I just awed. Um. Really? Forgive me, I apologize. I have a kitty attacking paper towel. She stopped. I will have to insulate my live streams for cats. They are very entertaining. That sounds like a great plan. We'll see how much we can get done. Exactly. Honestly, with NaNoWriMo, there's usually, and that's this month, there's usually sit-ins for writers. There are live streams that are done with writers just trying to type out their nano books online like this. There are many resources that are available. I'm just hoping to be one of them. Although this is not a nano book, I am happy to encourage numbers to be able to write. Enter. My D button doesn't like me right now. The really interesting part about this story is that the different dynamics are really going to have an effect on the people and how they view things, obviously. And I think that it's going to have an effect on their friendship in a way that I perhaps didn't originally plan for. So I'm kind of looking forward to seeing where the story goes. Crazy when the author is saying that, huh? But it's normal. And it's fun. And that's why you're right. To go on the adventure. I really am going to have to better my live etiquette. I promise. I will. Sorted. Almost there. Hopefully, as you can tell, they're pretty close family. I've got about 200 words left before I'm gonna call it an end to this live stream. I don't think that'll take too long. I'm umming a lot. That's not great for public speaking. Okay. Okay. Forgive me, my head is pronouncing a couple of words in my head, and I'm trying to make sure I've got spelled them right. I do not spell in English very well. My Spanish is about as good. Honestly, that probably sounds terrible for an author to say, but the fact that you can edit, and I mean edit, everything. And you want to. Oh, I've had that happen a few times, actually. My poor son, who sees handwriting as a foreign language anyway, really has an issue when I'm in a hurry. Oh, that's right. I should have known that. Does it really? You've always got such neat handwriting, though, Kashana. Or at least legible. I can't say the same. I am honestly not positive about all of my settings as far as what's going out. So, if it makes a difference, let me know, Dominica, because I don't, I'm really not sure if it would or not. I mean, as far as what I'm putting out, whether it would translate differently. So you'll be educating me. Really. Understanding not knowing what arroz con pollo is. I don't know. You don't know what critical is. Yes. Um. I have the letters on this. I have the story on the screen more as a demonstration of this is an actual progress. I don't have it large enough to share the story itself. I can do that if you think that would be beneficial. Since the biggest point of doing this is to encourage others to do exactly what you were doing starting on your nano project and actually, working on a project or understanding that this is a project they can begin and actually succeed at. Excuse me. I didn't know whether I should show the actual story or just the progress. So I figured I'd start small and we can go from there based on what people might think. I am really impressed that I'm getting the chat this way, even if I can't respond to it, and I'm sure it's something on my part, but I'm really impressed that the chat is coming through on this program the way it is. Okay, there's no widespread internet in 1990, so that's not going to be a thing. Is it crazy that I do? I don't remember everything about 1990. I mean, if I did, this would be a completely different story. I remember enough that I know exactly what to look for when I go back to do research and stuff. If I have to go back and do any more research, I really didn't do much research on 1990, so that may have to happen throughout the story. But I remember enough of 1990. Yes, I'm dating myself. But I remember enough of it. I was old enough to remember it. I was right about my. Yeah, I was old enough to remember it. Awesome. Um, yeah, I kind of miss it too. The 90s were good to me overall. I had some issues, but they were pretty good to me. 99, everything changed. Okay, speak for yourself, Kashana. I am not old. An antique. I know which son that was. Mine just makes it a habit of calling me ancient when he gets a chance. I avoid giving him that chance, by the way. By the way, also saving. But he'll be stressed about it. He won't forget he called his mother an antique. uh, yeah, not repeating yesterday's mistakes or any other mistakes as far as saving goes. Um, Smart kid. Okay, we have crossed the 3,100 mark, which was roughly about, in a rough estimate, about where I should be. And this did change from what I was originally did yesterday. I actually went a little bit longer with Mary than I did Carolina yesterday, but I want to get to a certain point, a certain scene before I stop for the day. You may find yourself doing that. You may find yourself just hitting your word count because it's just not flowing easy right now. I know what the scene is supposed to get to, and I know where it needs to be. Do you classify your genre, Kashana? I know you're working on some romance stuff. I know you're working on some nonfiction stuff. Do you classify your genre? Oh, I didn't think so. Um, hmm. Interesting. Sorry. That's true. There are a lot of writers that do create their own. But then a lot of the stuff that I write and the stuff that I've worked with have been cross genre for a reason. That's the way we love you, Kashana. No classification, totally unique and awesome. Okay. fairly quickly. Well, that sounds like when Dominica's book is done, you're going to have pick it up, or maybe somebody could gift it to you. Okay. So we are at the point where the mirror is on in two time zones. We will go from there. As you know, the little bit that you would have seen in the concept, this is where things start to get fun. I have saved. We are going to probably come I'm probably going to come bring the live to an end here pretty quickly, but I will head over to Twitter so we can keep chatting if you'd like. Thank you. We are ending at 3,383 words, and I saved, so I won't lose this. And since it went live, it's live. Although I do still have the backup recording. Kashana is a not so common name. But then again, around here, Dominica wouldn't be common either. Very beautiful names as far as I'm concerned. All right, I will meet you over on Twitter. And for those who catch us on on the replay, thanks for hanging out for the full hour and a half. We've had fun discussions. Remember, the point is just to enjoy the fact that you can, in fact, do this writing thing. It can be done. Commit to 1,000 words a day. That's it. And 1,000 words you'll find come quickly when you want them to. I look forward to seeing you tomorrow.